Hey Pitmasters, what is up? Today I got a beautiful Middle Eastern recipe for you guys. In the past I got a lot of requests to do Dutch oven videos, and I absolutely love Dutch ovens, and we're going to be making more Dutch oven videos. But today I got a tagine recipe for you guys. Look at it. This is one of the tagines that I got. It's a cheaper one, but it works fine. You got to put it in water, soak it, then dry it up, and then you're able to use it. It makes the most delicious stews ever. For this dish I selected a beautiful chuck steak. Absolutely gorgeous, with a lot of marbling in there. Look at that. That's going to be so tasty. And I also got these half bones. A lot of bone marrow in that. We're going to be using that for flavor. In the Middle East, they cook on these little furnaces, these little charcoal furnaces. They put the tagine on top, and that's what we're going to set up right now. We're going to light up our big block, and then we'll put our tagine on top and start cooking. I got my little grill set up on a small table right here.
Yeah, where you got the table?
From a hospital. It's old hospital? Yeah, I didn't get it from the hospital. I got it from a second-hand store, and I love to scour for these little things, and it says character. It has something. It's like vintage to me. It looks so cool, and look, it goes perfect with my little kruk. What is it called? Stool in English? If over time this will start to rust and it will start to look gnarly and get that barbecue vibe, it's just gonna take like a year or two, but when I'm done with it, it's gonna be absolutely cool. We'll add some of our Kamado Joe big block to the grill. This is a little bit too big. We're going to start up the charcoal slowly with only one fire starter. We're going to put in our raising system just to make sure that we have sufficient distance between our charcoal and our tagine. We'll let our tagine slowly come up to temperature together with that charcoal. The first thing that we want to do is create a little bit of flavor in that pan. So we're going to be melting some fat and cooking some onion. We'll chop up our onion fine, and we'll do the same for our shallots and garlic. I've been able to get my hands on some Wagyu beef fat, some Wagyu beef tallow. We're going to use this stuff to soften our onions. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of that. It's a bit cold still out here, so it's not...
That's frozen.
They're going that easy. It's not frozen. It looks like ice cream. Ooh, that's cold. As our tagine is slowly warming up, we'll put our fat in and let it melt. When our beef tallow is molten, we can put in our onions and our garlic. Wow, the smell. To spice up our meat, I'm using Ras El Hanout. This is a typical flavor profile that you'll find in the Middle East, and you just want to get a jar of spice mix, Ras El Hanout, that you can find in the store. You gotta get a good one though. But when you find one, you're just gonna open it up.
Is it spicy?
It's not too spicy. It's a little bit spicy, but not crazy spicy. Then you're gonna taste it, because we're gonna add salt to this. But you wanna see if there's already salt in there and how much salt is in there. So this one has a little bit of salt, but we're going to add more salt to it. To this Ras El Hanout, I wanna add around 1/3 of salt. Of course, this is way too much for a chuck, so we're gonna store it in a glass jar. And this is one of the most crazy delicious barbecue rubs that you ever had. We'll put some of our new made rub onto that chuck steak, and then we'll put this on top of our onions. We're also gonna put in our bone marrow. We'll set it to the side and slowly let the bone marrow render down from the bones. We'll close our tagine and let this cook for around an hour or so, slowly at a low temperature. Put a sauce around it and basically cook it in the sauce. And that was good one. We're screwed. The tagine broke, so all the juices are running out. Tagine saving time. Here we go. We need to capture these juices. So as you can see, it looks really good, but what happened? We got a crack in our tagine. And that's a bad thing. It happened to me the last time I bought this tagine, and it lasted a little bit longer than this one, but this was a cheaper one. And man, it's just bad ceramics. I ordered a really good one, but they told me I couldn't have it for another 3 weeks. So I thought, well, I'll just get the cheaper one, try again, we'll be fine. We're not, we're screwed. Man, I hate that so much. So what do we do when the Tajine doesn't work?
Go to the store.
No, I'm gonna use a Dutch oven, and basically problem solved. So luckily I have enough Dutch ovens, and we're gonna put one on the grill. There we go. Then we just need to transfer everything to the Dutch oven. So if people ask you, why do you need so much barbecue stuff? Well, there's your answer. You can see the crack right here, and it's a shame, but it could be because of the cheap ceramic. There could have been tension in there. I love cooking in Tajine so much. It's really a great way and a great technique, and I wanted to show it to you guys. But sadly, today is not gonna be the day for the perfect Tajine cooking. When I get a proper Tajine, I promise you another Tajine video. We got a nice bit of sear on a chuck steak. Our bone marrow softened up. It's time for phase 2 in our cook. We'll scoop the bone marrow out, throw away the bones, and add the rest of the ingredients. I got some figs that I want to add, so around 5 or so, maybe just a handful. Some dates, as well a handful. The dates and the figs are going to add sweetness to the recipe. We'll dice up 5 tomatoes and add them to the pan as well. We'll peel and slice 5 potatoes, add them to the pan. There we go. Normally cooking potatoes takes around 20 minutes or so. We slice them fine, so it could be faster, but we want them to be nice and soft. So I'm guessing this is going to be around 20 to 30 minutes. And we're building up our layer by layer with flavors and profiles and adding more ingredients until we get the perfect dish. I got some green peas, and I like the frozen ones because they're not in season now, of course. You can get these frozen, they're so fresh. They're well, perfect to be frozen. They're gonna add sweetness to our dish, but also gonna add color. We'll sprinkle some of them over our potatoes. We're also gonna add some red onion rings. And last but not least, we're going to add fine chopped coriander and parsley. Whoa, look at that. Whoa, that smell. It smells really good. Just checking to see if the potatoes are done, and they are done. Let's just make sure that the flavor is right. We're going to take the pan off the grill and we're going to plate it up. Even if we broke the Tajine, this still looks good and the recipe turned out good. So don't be frustrated if things go, well, unlike you're expected. You can still have a great end result. Just play and work with what you got. We're going to put this on our plate. We're going to enjoy our feast. See if the flavor is as good as it looks. Want to get the whole chuck. Look at that thing. Fantastic. Potatoes, vegetables, the figs, the dates. I'm really curious to see how our meat turned out, of course. Ooh, slicing through it like butter. There we go. It has that rub still, that rub flavor that we put in it. But at the same time, it's got the sweetness from the dates and the figs. This is good stuff. It could have been a little bit more tender, and I think because we switched to cast iron, we should have done it at a way lower temperature. The ceramics of the terracotta, it really distributes the heat in a different way. So you get a lot more power on your cast iron than you get from your terracotta. And we could have done better on the beef, but it still tastes great. We still got a fantastic dish, luckily. You want to try the meat first?
Yep.
There you go. It's not perfect either, but it's not bad.
I like the flavors.
Good.
So, where's that for?
Oh yeah, the bread. I roasted some pita bread, and we can shred that, dip it in there, get all the juices out that are underneath. There we go. Oh, man, this is almost the best part. Wow. The best au jus you ever had. You want some too? You want to put it in and then eat it like a sandwich?
Yeah.
No. No.
No? Is that blasphemy?
We're not at the snack bar here. We're not at the Henny's shawarma place. This cook definitely didn't go down as planned. The tagine breaking, it was a horrible experience. I hate when stuff like that happens, but it happens. You're cooking, you're creating a dish, you're using new tools, something could break, something could be different than what you're used to. You gotta play with it, you gotta roll with it, you gotta come up with a solution, and I think we did it. We saved the dish, and that is the most important thing. It's about the food, not about the gear that's all around it. So coming up with this end result, I'm a happy man. Also, what's the guy that slaps on the tape? The PewDiePie always...
Phil.
Phil. What's the tape called again?
Flex tape.
Flex tape. I bet flex tape would have solved this too. I think it would have solved everything. I want to thank you guys for watching and checking in with us, seeing our beautiful video on this dish. I hope you enjoyed it, and definitely go out there, make this recipe, because I know for sure this is one pot of happiness. Give it a try. Big thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. See you then, next time. Keep on grilling. Bam.